So it's a very simple script. It's a very simple story. It's not going to win any Oscars for screenplay or anything like that.
Hey, John Boy. Since when do we go to a movie because it's fucking Oscar worthy? Get the fuck out of here, man. Thank you, Ellis. And John Campier, again, looking at this poster for Nobody 2. Why would anybody go in thinking, bro, we got to get Oscars for this movie? Some people have to stop coming out with these ridiculous reaction videos all the time because, oh my God, Oscar season is not upon us at the moment. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and I guess the movie battle bonanza is well and truly over. Headlined by Jurassic Birth, the abortion that nobody wanted, followed by the Fantastic Four, which by now has taken its last steps onto death row, and then finally James Gunn's Superman, still scraping in to make $650 million, because don't forget, $800 million is the new $1 billion. And what a refreshing change to go to my local cinema to watch a film that doesn't star Pedro Pascal and isn't headlined by James Gunn. That's right, I'm talking to you, Nobody 2. You're nobody till somebody loves you. Do you see what I did there? I am an absolute genius, folks. I can't help it, and neither can my modesty. So this morning, I finished watching Nobody 1 from 2021 again. It's something about that film that every time I see it on my bookshelf, I say to myself, I'm not really in the mood to watch it, but I want to watch it. And when I do, I don't regret it. I feel good about myself again. And now we've got this bone-crunching sequel, which really does go balls to the wall crazy. In fact, if you even look at the poster, what does it remind you of if you're a gamer? That's right, Max Payne 3.
So I guess I was finally about to go and experience the other side of Sao Paulo firsthand. The bit people try to ignore. The unpleasant memory they try to obliterate with cocktails and helicopters and parties and lines of blow.
And you know what? They're sort of dialed into that in some ways, except where Bob Odenkirk is concerned. This is the man, by the way, who was Mr. Show in the 90s. Then he was Jimmy McGill in Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. And now he's Hutch Mansell. Nobody. But he's got a unique special set of skills. When I watched Nobody again, my mind went back to 2008 and Taken with Liam Neeson. And sure, everybody was taken aback by this sudden changing career where he went around beating up Romanians in Eastern Europe, which was pretty funny actually.
She and her friend were marked by a spotter at the airport. Albanians took him.
But the reason why I bring that film up, because if I watch it now, well, I still think it's jaw-droppingly awesome because, yeah, the way the camera scenes are set up and all the action sequences are carried out, it makes Liam look like a real unstoppable tank, right? Because of his size and the fact he used to be an ex-boxer. But where Bob Odenkirk is concerned, and I've got to say Hollywood, I mean, really, you were on fire when you decided to take this meek and mild-mannered man and put him into the action shoes of other action heroes. Listen, the middle-aged white man beating up on young people is nothing new. Clint Eastwood was doing this shit all the way back in 1983 in Sudden Impact.
Listen, punk. To me, you're nothing but dog shit, you understand? And a lot of things can happen to dog shit.
I loved it then, and I fucking love it now.
It can be scraped up with a shovel off the ground. It can dry up and blow away in the wind, or it can be stepped on and squashed.
And something about these Nobody films that I really do like, they actually speak our minds for us. And what I mean is, if you find yourself in a situation like Hutch Mansell seems to do in all of these films, you want to roll your sleeves down, get your fists together, and just clobber the shit out of assholes that infuriate you and just cause all sorts of trouble. And there are echoes of real life situations where you're sat down watching this film and it's a case of, well, the wrongdoer gets away with wrongdoing while the do-gooder ends up getting slapped on the wrist. I really hate that kind of stuff. And again, it's those frustrations that just make me I'm glad that these films actually exist. Connie Nielsen as Mrs. Hutch Mansell. I gotta say, she's an absolute MILF who gives me the absolute boner. They really expand on her role in a sequel, which I kind of figured out they would do because nobody knew if the first film would be a big hit. Now, granted, I haven't watched Jeremy Johns' review of Nobody 2 yet, but if what I'm about to say is very similar to what he said in his review, don't come around and slap me on my bum unless you're a buxom blonde with big boobies. Now, what I'm actually talking about is if you took this film by itself and that poster of Bob in the Hawaiian shorts and the Hawaiian shirt, or is it a denim shorts and Hawaiian shirt? This is National Lampoon's Vacation with guns and knives and bombs and claymores. It's all of that thrown into one glorious bowl of stir it up, and it's just fantastic. Again, this story needs no introduction. You've seen the trailer. Basically, Hutch Mansell takes his family on a vacation to his childhood haunt, and it's quite funny how it all turns out, but oh my God, you haven't come here to this review to hear about the plot. The movie doesn't need one, even though it gives you one. And the action set pieces are just great. I would say about the third act and that final set piece, and it's a little bit of a gripe I do have with 87 North. Why do you set your show down in the dark? Because quite clearly, Bob Odenkirk still has the moves. He's still got the grooves. So a bit of a daytime action sequence would make more sense. So I kind of have to dock some points from this film just for that. But honestly, this film is just batshit crazy. You know, you get a bit more of who Hutch Mansell is, who, by the way, has a penchant for wolves, as in the creatures of the night, and I truly appreciated that. Probably the most heavy metal thing in the whole movie. My favorite action sequence, and you see a bit of it in the trailer, not the duck boat scene, which I thought was very funny because on a recent interview with Vanity Fair, Bob Odenkirk says that he was lucky that Universal allowed him to do that particular movie because it wasn't as violent, although I disagree with that point, than some of the other more blood, gory, infested, violence-infused scenes in this film. But it was a very funny scene, reminiscent of Police Story, Jackie Chan. If you've ever watched those films, I own all of them, well, most of them anyway. But the fairground bust up was absolutely, I just love that. It's like the build up to that fight sequence is so good, and I'm glad I avoided the trailers as much as possible before I sat down in the cinema today to watch this film. Now, there are a couple of baddies in the film. I mean, granted, there are quite a few baddies in the movie, but the standout is a girl boss called Medina. She's a marinita, she's a puta. But I'm not going to tell you who plays her because I had to stick around for the end credits just to see who this Spanish actress was. And I tell you, she gave a bravado performance. I was actually blown away. And the reason why I didn't recognize her, because there's one specific reason I can't share with you here on this video review, because if I did, I would get instantly demonetized. But you'll get the joke once you've seen the film. So Nobody 2, do I recommend it? Absolutely. If you love the first film, you will love this film. It's great. The soundtrack is awesome. Lots of oldies from the 60s and 70s, like Jojo Gunn. So good. Obviously, it's a reflection on Hutch Mansell's musical tastes. Colin Salmon always gives the laid-back, chilled-out performance that he normally does. And all I will say is this, folks. If you want a good time, take your troubles away, turn your brain off for 1 hour and 30 minutes, because again, this film clocks in at a short time. It knows when not to outstay its welcome. I would absolutely recommend Nobody 2. So if I were you, and if you were me, I will see you on the next video.
Watch Nobody 2 at a theater near you now. It's the hit of the year.
Don't let your dreams be dreams. Dream of me. I'll make your dreams come true. Everything's possible with me.